from a joke on the internet to a full-blown political storm, the Cockroach Janata Party protest has now become one of the biggest youth movements to hit Delhi in recent times. What started as a satirical online campaign has turned into a street movement with thousands of people gathering at Jantar Mantar demanding reforms in India's education system and the resignation of Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan over NEET exam paper leaks. The flashpoint came during the CJP Sansad Chalo march on July 20th when protesters attempting to move towards Parliament clashed with security personnel. Police used lathis and tear gases to disperse the crowd, leaving several protesters and police personnel injured. The visuals of the crackdown triggered a political backlash, giving the opposition a fresh issue to target the government. Congress leaders Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Vadra were detained during a protest outside Prime Minister's residence, while several opposition parties extended support to the students' demands. Today, opposition MPs arrived in Parliament dressed in black, observing Black Day against what they called police brutality on students and lawmakers. The CJP, however, insists that the movement is not political. Its leaders say they welcomed opposition support but do not want the protest to be hijacked by political parties. The controversy has also reached the Supreme Court after the Apex Court refused an urgent hearing on a plea over police action during the protests and said that they don't have the time to check videos. The CJP and opposition leaders criticized the remarks made during the hearing. At the heart of the protests are allegations of repeated exam paper leaks, concerns over youth unemployment, and demands for greater accountability in India's education system. A movement that began with a humorous name is now forcing a serious national conversation as the student protest become government's biggest political challenge. That's no longer a question, it's an answer before everybody. But beyond the politics and optics, how do people like us, ordinary citizens, voters, really look at what's happening on the streets? I'm being joined at this point by Panchul Bansal. He should be joining us shortly. I'm also being joined by Ramanuj Mishra, who's a director for Career Launcher, Seema Kaushal, who's a social activist, Rudra Vikram Singh, who's an advocate and author. I'm also being joined by Professor C.B. Sharma, who's an educationist. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining me. Well, let me just come to you, Professor C.B. Sharma. Thank you so much for taking your time out. You have a flight to catch. But let's just start with asking you a very simple question. What do you make out of what you're seeing on the streets? Why I ask you this question particularly is because you are a professor. You are somebody who's been very, very, very outspoken about the entire exam system, including what's happened in NEET, the paper leaks. You're also somebody who supports the government ideologically, if I may so, and you're very open about it. How do you look at what's happening?
Good that you mentioned that I'm somebody who supports the government ideologically. I'm all in favor of the government. I'm a great admirer of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Having said that, let me make a few things clear. What has happened with the NEET exam, what has happened with the CBSE, what has happened with NTA is very, very sad, and this must be taken care of. This has completely corroded the image and impression of these evaluating agencies, and I had demanded, the Prime Minister said some heads must roll, no head rolled, Prime Minister, some head must roll. Nothing happened. I had demanded that CBSE secretary chairman should go. I'm happy they have gone. I had also demanded that action must be taken. Now at this point I take a very different stand. Look, a student movement, a demand of the teachers and academics has been converted into a political agenda, and we are not for it. We don't want the opposition leaders to take away the student cause. I was trying to find out, I talked to people, there's not one single student who appeared for NEET who is there in the dharna. There's not parent of one student who is there. Now this has been hijacked by those who are against the government. I have no problems. I mean, I can be for the government, I can be against the government, but that doesn't mean that I should hijack an agenda of some good cause and make it a political agenda. What was the reason for sitting on a dharna outside Prime Minister's house? just not justified. Now I am saying, now that the opposition is demanding the education minister must resign, I can tell you no government would have done it. No government in the past has done it. No prime minister would ask the education minister to resign because the opposition is demanding. You are putting the government in a position where it won't hear. I take a stand. The education minister must not resign as the inquiry is in progress. Let the inquiry report come. Once the inquiry report comes against him, he will resign, or whatever stand he takes, he will take. But not this is not the time. And I would again say, and my final call on it would be, Prime Minister, if you are hearing, and as you say that I am a supporter ideologically of this government, bring out exam and school system out of the government purview. It is completely under government, and that is why the government comes under dock every time. Bring a bill in the parliament, pass an act, and make it a statutory regulatory body outside the government through an act of parliament. That's the only way. And then you will be able to punish the people who take action. You are not able to take action because they are part of the government today. So I'm very happy you mentioned that I'm a supporter of government. So the government should not feel that I'm a person of opposition. That's why I'm saying all this is because professionals are not handling the agencies. Bureaucrats are handling the agencies and they don't know how to do it. The bureaucrats are putting you in a very difficult situation, tight situation, Prime Minister and the government. You should take a decision. It has to be a political decision and a decision based on rationality, on research, and considered opinion. The present scenario does not permit you that.
You know,
You have to make it a statutory regulatory body outside the government through an act of parliament.
CB Sharma, I appreciate where you're coming from, but what is the problem if there are also political protests? We are a democracy. We are a democracy, and in democracy, you have space for political protests. What else is the opposition supposed to do? I mean, I would go to the extent.
No.
I would go to the I would go to the extent to even say that it's unfortunate that there was such a lag in what really happened. The opposition should have gone hammer and tongs even way before. I will come to you, Ms. Kausar. But here's the thing.
Look,
it's not about the opposition. It's about at least the opposition demanding it now. So what if it is turning political? The point is, isn't it a mess?
Mm-hmm. It is a mess. It is a mess, and this must be clear. But then, don't say that we are fighting for NEET aspirants. You are fighting for your own existence. You are fighting a political battle. Don't call it a NEET problem. Then the government will become stubborn. So say that you are doing a political issue, you are handling a political issue and fight it politically. Don't put the gun on our shoulder and shoot the Prime Minister or the government.
Can't they fight politically the cause of aspirants
They are
and
not
students?
able to fight
Seema
politically.
Kausar,
Sir, what you have done at the time of Anna Hazare movement, what you people have done at the time of Anna Hazare. What you have done, sir. Sir, very sorry to interrupt you. Very sorry. Anchor did not invite me, though I'm jumping into this because I can't.
You didn't hear me
anymore. The false statement
Seema Kausar, you did not hear me. You actually spoke after I invited you to speak. So I did call you to speak right now, Seema Kausar. Go ahead, speak, because we have CB Sharma. I had to go to him first. But go ahead, Seema Kausar.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. It is not at all acceptable what you are saying. Just because you are a supporter of Modi ji or any government, you cannot say that the opposition cannot enter into the protest and cannot stand with our nation's future, who is our students. It is really unacceptable. He is saying that nobody has resigned till now. I wanted to remind him that Lal Bahadur Shastri to Yadurappa and till now Smriti Irani also, when she also forced to resign. And previously, no government, he is telling, recently in 2024 in Karnataka, because of that Valmiki scam, our Congress government forced to resign the concerned minister. So it is happening from Lal Bahadur Shastri to till time it is happening. N number of leaders has taken the responsibility on their own and they have resigned it. Now it is very pity and pathetical that students are coming on the road to take the resignation. What kind of statement he is making? I really don't understand.
Here's what
And
many are saying. Students are not there.
no, of course, students are there. There are n number of students, 20 years, 20 years old, 22 years old, 16 years old. They are not the students. They are not student. How can they say that they are not student? In spite of that, there are n number of gundas are there in the civil dresses without nameplate of the now. Police has made the FIRs against the students, but if the student for the police atrocity, how the students will make out that this person did so many things, because there are no nameplates on it. And you must have seen that in the chappal which police officer covering his face with a handkerchief and putting the helmet, police helmet. And what it means, it is really horrible to see that those pictures when the civilian tying his face with a kerchief and using the police helmet with the slippers. It is who police officer walked in a slippers? You please tell me. And India should have to tell this. And beating the students, and when the students confront them that who you are, why you are in civil dress, why you are, he is beating them like rats. He is not able to answer them. These kind of, who are these gundas who came in the civil dresses and beat the students? Students mean 20 years, 15 years, 25 years old children. Are they not students? Who are they then? Are they come from the Pakistan or Bangladesh? What they are trying to, what kind of narration they are trying to make? This is really not acceptable. This is not the first time from the farmers, they said the same narration for the NRC movement. They said the same narration. When our sisters, sports women who sat on the same place and did the ask the resignation, at that time also for our sports women, they said the same kind of narration. Now for our students, who are the future of this country, for them also they are setting the same kind of narration.
Okay.
Same pattern, same narration every time. Everybody, even the farmers, even the sportsmen, even the students, everybody are the
Okay.
everybody are the anti-nationalists. They are not the
Okay.
students. They are not the sportsmen.
Okay.
Who is the right person? Only the Modi is the
Okay.
right person here.
Okay, Ramanuj Mishra, come in at this point. You're the director for Career Launcher. Ramanuj, what do you make out of what you're seeing on the streets? You know, I'm asking a simple question to everybody, because everybody here has different perspectives, has different politics, and everybody has the right to do so. But at the heart of this issue really is a system that's broken and is failing. And we cannot take our eyes off that. You may agree with the politics, you may not agree with the politics. That's the story of India, and that's the beauty of democracy. That's fine. But there is a problem that's staring at our face.
See, the problem is visible to all. Many try to just shut their eyes and thinking problem is not there. You can't eyewash of this. Then biggest problem, like when CB sir was talking about it, when he said school should go out, education should go out from the government system. I will say a different thing. Like even the Modi has said, like government has no business to remain in business. So I'll say, yeah, government should remain in education and the health. And I think these two things government should take and think very firmly. But what happened? The NEET examination paper leak. It is not the leak. It is what somebody taking out questions from those who are actually making the question. It is sold. Somebody is teaching. How much unfair has been already done? It like what leak means. Somebody gets the paper and very restricted people get the benefit of it. It is a complete a network, and the kind of network, those who have been arrested, whatever I have got through the with the news channels and all. See, those kind of networks is not a 1 year game. It has been happening from the years. You never know how many doctors and how many people who got favors and now they're studying the colleges. See, government has to take strict action. But that I can say, I have not seen any action like this. I have not seen any seriousness from the government of it. See, who is going on the street? What do you expect? Kids of 15 years and 13 years go to the street? What are you talking about it? Will you send your kid of 15 years go to be a part of the, and who is writing NEET and should be a part of the protest? I think as a parent, as a well-wisher, and I think the opposition has taken. So I'm not saying because when I got the message, I was said this discussion is non-political. I'm saying anybody is saying if the problem is there, they have right to say this is a problem. And if they are taking up, I think it is a very valid point. I'm not going, I'm not taking part of it. I'm in a comfort of my place. I'm teaching, I'm carrying my business day as usual. Because kind of a work we do, we don't have time to go on the street and but definitely this is the time where a top leadership of a government should come out, take firm action, and you need to take based on timeline. The government should not become like they will take decision. Inquiries going on. What do you mean by inquiries? This is not the case on which because it's the entire stake of a nation, education system. I'm the coaching institute. I can tell you, many people says is it like coaching issue does like this? They are a part of this. So as a teacher who left their career, corporate career, came to area of education to do something better, now you will be questioned. You have been asked a certain question because somebody has done a wrong thing. First, those who have done it, they should be penalized, and government should take education seriously.
Are you saying
Everything
the
gone off.
government or governments in India have not taken education seriously? What are you saying?
Yeah, yeah. It's a government is not taking seriously. Look at what is happening. The government schools. Look at the government schools closure. The way it's happening. I studied from the government school. At that time, almost 5,000 kids studied in my school. I went to my hometown and I visited the school. In my entire school, not more than 500 kids study. In my class, there was almost 150 kids used to study. A lot of dhakka muki, but we used to enjoy. Today there's no 5 kids as well. So the way the government has taken out its hand from the education system, the cost has risen up. Somebody else has taken a space. The government, the school has taken up, like business houses has taken a school as a project. All the colleges, universities is coming with a lot of big business houses. When the teachers will not take the central stage, things will happen and you will not find any voices. No
Okay.
school owners and leaders has come on the street and to protest because they are in the business. They try to contribute that. So government has to be serious for that, and
Okay.
action has to be taken on the timeline basis.
Rudra Vikram Singh, you're an author as well as an advocate. How do you really look at what's happening? Again, the same question I'm asking because there are so many perspectives to this.
See, first of all, I totally agree with the last speaker who was speaking about the seriousness of the government about the education system. Anybody will scrutinize the education system, will see, and not this government, any government. If you see any government, whether it was Congress government, whether it is BJP government, any government, you name it, any government or any state government, they are really not serious about the education system. And just because of that, you see many coaching institutes are coming into the picture. Many private schools are coming into the picture who are charging 25,000, 30,000 per month. You can imagine in a country like India, you are charging 25,000, 30,000 per month to a student who is in LKG or UKG. So that is what the reality is this in this country. I'm coming into the this debate about this protest and all. See, somebody was saying, the first speaker was saying that they are not the students. Let's say they are not students. They are the citizen of this country, or you will say that they are Rohingyas or they are outsiders. They may say that they are the Rohingyas or they are the outside. But you will agree. I will also agree. Everybody will agree that they are the citizen of this country, and being a democratic country, everyone has right to protest. I have always voted to BJP, but I have right to say that no, this is going wrong. If you are performing lathi charge to the students, if you are calling lathi charge to the students, then I would definitely say that you are doing wrong to any government. You cannot act like that everything you are doing is a good thing. If you have any accountability, if voices are being raised, and nobody will say that paper is not being leaked. It is the admitted fact that paper is being leaked. Every paper, every second paper is being leaked. And NEET had to be reconducted. So if the question is being asked, you have come with an some system saying that this is a very good system, this is a very secure system, and you came with the NTS stating that now there will be no paper leak. But every time you come with a paper leak. So if anybody is raising their voice, at least you go listen to them, address to them, acknowledge to them. Don't. I'm not saying that whatever protest is, whosoever is protest is doing, they are doing wrong or
Right.
right. I'm not coming into that. But at least if anybody is protesting, they are the citizen of country. You should go there. You should address them. You should at least call them for a meeting. You should listen to them, and you cannot do this lathi charge to the students who are asking
But
for
sir,
their
they are
right.
saying, but the government is saying students were not lathi charged.
That government can say anything. See, the government now can
But
say
why do
anything,
you
but
think students were lathi charged?
don't you see the pictures? Don't you see the
No, I'm
videos?
asking you because I think the government needs to listen to people, and especially to
So,
people who vote for the government. It's important
see,
because for the others, they will say, you know, they are of the opposition for the opposition. But at least
but
since you said that you vote for the BJP, I want to ask you this question. Why do you think students were lathi charged? Government to bol rahi hai, students were not lathi charged. Students are not even there.
so let's say students were not lathi charged. The citizen of this country were lathi charged. Citizens of this country were lathi charged or not? So citizens can be lathi charged. If the students cannot be lathi charged, citizen of this country can be lathi charged. So if the government is saying that no, we can lathi charge to citizen of this country, but we have not lathi charge to students. So they may say this. I think reporters should ask them that to whom you have lathi charge, how these visuals are coming in, how these videos are coming in. So they should ask and they should reply.
CB Sharma, coming to you know what Mr. Rudra Vikram Singh has said, and I want to take a little detour. CB Sharma, the right to protest is a right. And it can escalate, it can de-escalate whatsoever. Some may find it a justified reason, some may say hijacking of politics, whatsoever. It is a right to politics. It is a right to protest. Students, non-students, young, not young, old, not old, opposition, supporters, whatsoever. Is it fair to start off with lathi charge?
No. We have completely forgotten that agenda of the discussion today. We are not talking about political dharna. We are talking about a dharna by students. And if they were not students, that the government will handle it politically. A dharna against the BJP government, a dharna against Prime Minister will be handled by the government as a dharna against the government and not against students. It has been proved those who were sitting were not students. Those who were agitating were not students. I'm all for students, and as I said, I have raised this voice, and I think my co-panelists don't understand. The University Grants Commission is a statutory body created through an act of parliament, and government cannot interfere with it.
Okay.
If it interferes, it is
Mr. C.V. Sharma, I will have to interject at this point. I think I really appreciate the fact that you're trying to join us. You're inside the flight and there are announcements happening. It's very hard to understand what you're saying, sir. But really appreciate your time for joining us. You add so much value and perspective to what we are really talking. You know, Rudra Vikram, for the point that you made, let me just come in at this point to Seema Kausar. Seema Kausar, for the politics and the political ideology that you come from, I want to ask you a very simple question. Can you see this problem of what's happening? A failure of the government and the failure of the opposition. it's just something that the country has not been able to put together. And it took young kids to bring out the lacuna in the NEET examinations and the CBSE. And I say it with all responsibility, something that some journalists should have done.
Very good question. I would like to answer for this. I must say this is the failure of our country, really. The sir who has in the flight, the people are like him are the drawback of our country, who are not ready to open their eyes, who are not ready to see the reality, who are not ready to see the ground, what is happening.
I would
12
disagree
years
with you
old
because I think
daughter. 12 years.
he's a gentleman, and because he's not here, I at least have to say what I know. He is a professor who from the day one of what happened with NEET has been raising it up very openly and questioning the government. So at least at that point, I would want to speak up for him because he's not here. But nonetheless, go ahead, make your point.
No. It doesn't mean that we are supporting any party and we are accepting whatever he is doing wrong. It doesn't mean that you support. Definitely you support. I'm not saying that is supporting any party is wrong. But when it is wrong, then when you closes your eyes seeing the reality and you're not see it is the who supports the particular party, it is their, I feel it is their responsibility is more than the people who are not like them. Because see, anybody, I give you an example. If in our home we wanted to be, our good family will be in a good thing, our family should be a good. It doesn't mean that मेरा बच्चा कुछ भी गलत करेगा मैं जाने दो, दूसरों का बच्चा गलत है तो मैं बोलूंगा. This kind of mentality I'm talking it. So they are telling, say, no students were there. The 12 years old child was head broken. She is not a student. And students के लिए अगर कोई आवाज नहीं उठा रहा है, any CJP or any party has taken the stand and for the student, behalf of the students. Now all the nation students were joined over there.
Okay.
Can't they see the pictures of these things?
Okay.
And when Anna Hazare movement was happened, it was a corruption movement. But why the BJP was on the stage? Openly they were on the stage. See, here opposition came into the picture, and on the 17th of June, Rahul Gandhi in Kota, he took the initiative first to stand for the students.
Okay.
That is the first thing.
Okay. I'm short on time. Let me very quickly go to Ramanoj Mishra. What would you want to happen in the next 1 month?
See, I'll say that what missed out by the government has not approached. Or CJP, whatever name they came up with, they tried to take some issues and they went to Jantar Mantar and protested. But nobody from the government approached them. There is a lot of I'll say resistance from the government.
I think that's a big failure. That's a big failure.
Yeah,
the fact
so
that they
would
could
have
not
reached
have
at
a
least
dialogue,
3-4
and I
times
won't mince
and-
my words on that.
Yeah, 3-4 times some minister would have gone. What will happen if somebody is protesting? If you are going, I think your work and your name will be seen better. So I think what government has done now already the mess has been created. All the political parties, they are in Delhi because of parliament session is on. So now government themselves put them in this situation. So if you say what will happen in coming months, I'm saying I don't have any clue. I'll only say if the government can come out, bring those findings, bring some actions happen over there, bring some tangible action taken by them. I think that's what people like us would like to know, and anybody in the country would like to see.
All right. What about you, Mr. Rudra Vikram Singh?
See, first of all, I come from a legal field, so I want to congratulate. I want to thankful to the judiciary system who because of that this protest is going on. So I was going through a meme, so that was a good enough. That was a meme, but yes, the whole this CJP or whatever that emerged.
Well, because you're a lawyer, you can say what many others want to say and can't say. So sure, go ahead.
Has done their job. So I want to thankful to the judiciary, and everyone should be thankful to the judiciary that they did their job. Because of that, at least see, I'm not with this CJP or whatever it is,
Sure.
but for the cause and for that man, the man who should become education minister of this country is being sent to jail, and now he is being sent to the hospital for his care, for his health and all. So that is a very tragic situation for this country, because that person has some vision for the education. Everybody knows that
That's very
person at least
powerful. That's very poureful. And I mean, it's very
He's,
powerful what you're
he
speaking
has some
because not
vision
many would
for the
say that.
education system. Yes. So he has some vision for this country, for the education system of this country. So at least that person, you don't make him education minister, but at least make him some consultant in the education ministry, so that he can give his suggestion. He has some good suggestion here, and he has implemented it. He is not talking only. He has implemented in his area, and is doing good. So at least that person should be respected. His idea and his thought must be respected.
Right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us, all of you, with your time. I think it was just a very simple, humble attempt at having a discourse with people who are not directly affiliated with politics, as it were. We all are political in nature. That's the nature of India and India's democracy. That's a very different story, and that's a reality that we really are staring at. But as I said, the future of our young really matter and decides the future. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for joining us.